Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute. A lot been going on in the world. A lot, life been lifing. I got my boy Marv Swerve here, man. Shout out to my guys that's working. Shout out to my guys that's just taking some family time. Um, I wanted to take one moment to send thoughts and prayers out to Mrs. Good's children and her family. It was unfortunate what took place. We all know what happened. It was unnecessary, but my thoughts and prayers are really with those kids having to navigate through life um, alone without their father or their mother. So that's a lot. That's a burden to carry for a young child, and I just wish them all the strength and prayers. All right. So back to what's actually going on. Hey man, it's playoff time now. Um, a lot of stuff, a lot of things happened over the week. So some coaches got fired. You know, some how do I say it? Some deserved it, some didn't. But the NFL is a business like everywhere else, and what you haven't done lately will get you fired immediately. So that's one thing. So what's going on, Swerve, man?
Oh, ain't too much going on. Maintaining. I'm still around, just laying low. But it's winter go home time, so um, I figure I ain't been on in a while. We catch up.
Yeah.
Some things I said almost happened and came true last time I was on. Um, and I'm just ready to go. We got two games tonight, three on Sunday, one on Monday. Plus we had two college football semifinal games. One was really good, and the other one was a dud. So it's a good weekend. The weather perfect. You don't even really gotta go outside,
Yeah.
especially if you live somewhere where you can get liquor delivered. Unfortunately, I don't live in that area, but like you don't even gotta go to the liquor store. You live in the right area. You get your food, your liquor, everything delivered, and all you gotta do is sit in front of the TV.
Yep. Yep. So
So
yeah,
I,
I see the first game. What's the first game? Is the
Panthers,
Rams,
Rams,
the Panthers. Yeah,
yeah.
anything can happen on any given. Well, we can't really even say every given Sunday because they playing Saturday. But
It's a
I
week
don't.
to week league.
Yeah, it's a week to week league. Absolutely. Um, if I had to start with this game, I think the Rams are well rounded. I think I, I, I want to see what lessons they have learned from what happened, even though it was in different conditions. I want to see what lessons they learned, going through their playoff journey last year, and what they will do better this year. Um, I don't see a repeat of their last dance happening. I think the Panthers. I think the Rams pretty much. The Panthers
Be-
are going to fight, but I don't think the Rams are going to lose this game at all.
Yeah. So last time I think Stafford had three turnovers, a
Right.
couple when they played a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
and that was just a weird game by the Rams because usually the Rams are one of the few teams that don't play down to their competition unless it's like in the division. But that's like with every division. So I I want to say the Rams, and the only shot that I was giving the Panthers is that they catch them at that 1 o'clock game on Sunday
Yeah.
because the Rams, I just don't trust teams traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast
I feel you.
playing a 1 o'clock playoff game.
Yeah.
Like I thought the only real chance the Panthers had was to catch the Rams. Um, Hopefully, hoping they would get that early 1 o'clock game and they maybe could catch them a little, catch them early. start fast and catch them early. But I think I would be really, really, really surprised if the Rams don't win this game.
Yeah, and
So I'm taking the Rams.
I echo that. The only shot that I think the Panthers have is if they can repeat, and it's tough because teams are going to try to fix the deficiencies or fix the mistakes that they made in the first time they played you. The only chance I think the Panthers have is really just to keep the ball on the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah,
yep.
Just a ball control game plan. Keep the ball on the ground. Make sure when you are on defense, you get off the field on third downs. It's kind of a little harder on third and shorts or whatever the case may be. But if that thing is past 3rd and 5,
you got to get off the field.
You got to get off the field because they just have too much. They just have too much to try to defend. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when you got Puka, right? But, Adams is coming back. You got the 2 running backs. You got the 2 tight ends. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can't keep your defense out there for long. If not, it's going to be a long game.
Yeah. I think if the Panthers win, Rico going to have one of them games, 28 carries for 165 yards, and he don't even got to score touchdowns. He just got to eat the clock up. So I think, like you said, they got to play ball control, and I think they would have to get closer to 200 yards on the ground. Yep. And then when Bryce Young has to play on time, and it don't got to be. It ain't necessarily going to have to be a bunch of deep throws, but if he got to bang a slant, he got to hit that slant. If one of the young bulls is open and got a favorable matchup, you got to complete the passes when they're calling you to complete the passes. So in order for the Panthers to win, they're going to have to run the ball really well, and Bryce Young is going to have to complete passes when they need completion. Stay out of 3rd and longs. Don't give that Rams defensive line a chance to get after you.
Yeah. And
just manage the chains. Stay in front of the chains. Stay ahead of the game. Slow the game down. I think for the Panthers to win, I think they can't give the Rams more than 5 possessions. So they're gonna have to really eat the clock up because I don't think the Panthers are talented enough to get into a shootout with the Rams. So I think it's gonna be one of those limit the possessions, eat as much clock up. Rico, that backfield gonna have to carry them to the win. And Bryce Young just don't make no mistakes. But again, saying all that, I think the Rams are going to win. I think the Panthers have to play and execute at a much higher level to stay in the game, and I don't think they can do that.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, man. If that score gets up past 21, that's what I'm looking at. You cannot let the Rams get more than 21. If you do that, it's a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying? So then next, the next on the docket is the Packers and Bears. I am going to take the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears, and I'm going to take the Bears because I've liked what I've seen from Caleb pretty much all year. He's gotten himself in some sticky situations, but he's also gotten himself out of a lot of sticky situations. And his arm talent and his skill level and what he's seeing out there on the field right now, man, it's just look, man, like that dude is legit, and he's going to be a problem for a while. They can run with Swift and Kyle Monagai. I think that's how you say his last name, Monagai. They got a running game. They got Ben Johnson, which is an X factor with he not even being in a uniform. The defense is a little. You can get the defense, but the part of that is you want to. That's there. The Bears are another team where you want to limit their possessions. Because we watched that game. I watched that game in San Francisco. Granted, San Francisco came back to win, but even still, Caleb made it look so easy to do what he needed to do.
He really did.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And
Go ahead.
I picked the Bears to win this. I picked the Bears to win the North this year. Everybody told me I was crazy.
Oh
I
shit.
said Caleb would be in the mix for the Pro Bowl and All Pro. I said that was my faith in Ben Johnson, because I watched Ben Johnson and I watched how Jared Goff developed. And if I felt like if he could develop Jared Goff into what he's developed Jared Goff into, Caleb is far more talented, and Caleb will be way better. Like, I don't care who you paint your nails, Caleb is going to be a problem for that division in the league for years. The Bears have a running game. The Bears are actually everything I expected them to be this year. And they made it to the playoffs, which I thought they would do. I actually said the Bears could. I picked Chicago, Philadelphia for an NFC Championship a while back, but it would take a lot for that to happen. But I think with all that said, I like the Packers tonight. I like the Packers because I feel like Jordan Love is due for one of them games where he looks like he's the best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jordan Love has every season, Jordan Love has a game or two where he looks like he's the worst player ever. And you don't know how he made it to the NFL. And you don't understand why the Packers were willing to give him $260 million. And every year, Jordan Love has a game where, if you never watch football, he looks like he could possibly be the greatest quarterback to ever play the position. If this is your first time watching football, Jordan Love is the best player to ever play football, you would think. And I think he's due for one of those. And I think it's the Bears are just a year young. We want to see how Ben reacts to the playoffs for his first time being a head coach. I think it's all about baby steps. And I think the Bears took a huge, not baby step, they took a huge step. They took a couple baby steps, and winning the division was cool. We've never seen Ben as a head coach in the playoffs. So I think I'm going to go with the Packers, and I'm going to say Jordan Love has one of those games where he gets his receivers involved early and makes the throws. And if Josh Jacobs is healthy, Josh Jacobs ends up carrying them home. So I like the Packers tonight.
The two things that I do not like about the Packers, or the opposite of what you had just mentioned, like with Jordan Love has taken. I mean, yes, it's good to take some of the skills that your previous quarterback had. Like he mimics young Aaron Rodgers a lot in a lot of the things he does. And I'm waiting for him, and it's kind of weird to even say it, I'm kind of waiting for him to have a Jordan Love. I mean, yes, he beat that one, what was it, the year before?
2 years in Dallas?
Yeah. In 2 years in Dallas, right? When he beat the shit out of them. I'm looking for him to have a Jordan Love game where you can see everything that he has learned, apply it, and look like himself. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen that performance yet. The other thing is, let's say that Jordan Love is on time and he's doing everything he needs to do. Those receivers have horrible.
They got to catch. They have to catch, especially
those jokers. Oh my God.
Christian, what's the light hair boy? Watkins, Christian Watkins. Yeah. That's his name.
Yeah, Christian Watson. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Boy, he missed
horrible.
Like, and I don't like. I'm glad he don't be catching when he play us, but I need him to catch when he play everybody else, because if that boy can catch, he had about 53 career touchdowns right now.
Yeah, like bro, him, Dobbs, the other, I forgot the other boy's name, number 11, he can't catch, and poor Golden, that brother ain't caught a touchdown all year.
Yeah.
All year, the first round pick, right?
Yeah, from Texas, right?
I'm sorry. He ain't caught a touchdown all year, bro. All year, first round draft pick. I mean, and he's played. He's been in there, He just hasn't scored. You know what I'm saying? That's bad.
Yeah.
And those are the two things, along with, I don't trust their hands. And they did the same thing when they played the Eagles in the playoffs last year. Them jokers couldn't catch. And it got to the part where one of them couldn't catch, and because he was twisting to try to do something weird, he got knocked out of the game. You know what I'm saying? But that's here or there. So yeah, man, like you had the Packers. I got the Bears in that one. So then next tomorrow's slate. Oh man, it's gonna be some tough games tomorrow, man. You know, Bills and Jaguars game. I got the Jaguars winning.
I want to take Jacksonville. I really do want to take Jacksonville. But
Buffalo's defense, man.
Buffalo's defense is ass.
Yeah. As long as go ahead.
I'm just gonna take Josh Allen. I'm gonna say Josh Allen, James Cook, because the Bills remind me so much, and this is why. Offensively, the offensively this year, the Bills remind me of the McNabb Westbrook Eagles, where everything starts in between the hashes, and what you do in between the hashes opens up on the outside. And I think if Allen is on his game, I think Josh Allen is good enough to beat Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville.
It's all on Josh Allen. Like, the Bills are going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. I look at it like this, right? I've watched a quarterback for years carry a team that was probably mediocre offensively, but with him behind center, he made that offense a little better. He made that offense go. And the offense did just enough for the defense. So now I'm watching Josh Allen, and for all of those who hate a quarterback who succeeds and they say he has a super team around him, well, let's look at the Bills, because if another quarterback a little bit down the road, about 6 hours down the road, has a super team around him and he's the only reason for success, and when that team wins, it's never because of the quarterback, but when that team loses, it's always because of the quarterback. Then you have a guy in Buffalo who's supposed to be a do-it-all quarterback. So it really shouldn't matter. The only way Josh Allen shouldn't get blamed is if he went out there and scores 40 points and his defense gives up 41. But I'm going to take Josh Allen just because I think Josh Allen himself is good enough to beat Jacksonville on the road. But if he don't, I need some Josh Allen. I need Josh Allen slander. I still haven't heard enough about him missing the wide open guy in the end zone against the Eagles a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, like I think we are on the same page in regards to how some quarterbacks are judged and compared to others. It's really a white and black thing. I mean, there's no way around saying it, but that's exactly what it is. But again, I like Jacksonville because went back and watched a couple of the last couple games that Trevor Lawrence has played. He's been steady. He's not gotten down when he's made a mistake like he used to before. You know, he's doing what he needs to do to make things work. And also, I like Jacksonville's defense, man. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if it's tight if it's tight at the end, which Josh Allen will we see? You know, the guy that missed his guy wide open in the end zone, or will we see the Josh Allen that says, look, Lamar's not here, Pat's not here,
Joe not here,
Joe's not here. This is my side of the street, and I'm going to be able to walk all the way down that street and nobody deal with me. It's one of those things with me, along with Jacksonville's defense and seeing Trevor, to where he has to prove it to me. How much is really at this point? How much do you want it? Are you willing to do the basic things, the small things? Are you willing to, when okay, if I'm not on, am I going to force it? If I'm not on, am I going to turn around and give the ball to James Cook? Am I willing to do that? And if you can't do that, yeah,
it's no excuse. I just said that. I said I was having a conversation with somebody, and I said McNabb is better than Josh Allen, and they like lost their mind, right? And I said Josh Allen, McNabb would have led at least 4 of those teams to the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
That Josh Allen had. If you swap Josh Allen, prime Josh Allen, if you swap this year's Josh Allen,
prime McNabb,
for McNabb the year with T.O. or McNabb the year before the year with T.O. If you swap Josh Allen for 04 McNabb, 05 McNabb, the Bills win this game easy. It's no question in my mind the Bills don't go down to Jacksonville and get a dub.
Yep. I agree. All right. So you know,
everybody praises Josh Allen. Josh Allen got to start giving us a reason to praise him. Like you said, it's no Joe Burrow. If you can't get your team if you can't beat Trevor Lawrence on the road, and if you beat Trevor Lawrence on the road, what you might have to go see Bo Nix in Denver.
Yeah, if you can't, if there are no excuses for Josh at this point anymore. He's had everything you could ever needed. He's had receivers. He ran them away, right?
Run game.
He had a run game. You've had a defense. You had that. You might not have it this year, but you've had it. You've had all of those things at some point in time in your career, and you have. If you fumble those things away now, I really don't know what to tell you, because the road doesn't get any better for you going forward, because all of those guys that are in your conference, the Bo Nixes, the Trevor Lawrence, Drake Mays, you know, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's just you don't know. Those guys are going to have a year more of experience going into next year. So what makes you think it's going to be easier for you next year? If you don't get it now, you may not ever get there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, that leads you into the 49ers and the Eagles game. I think we are both on the same page. Go Birds. The two things that I think about in a negative. Well, I'll start with the negatives on this game. I think without a doubt, you know what I mean? Because I've been on Twitter talking to these folks about this for a while, where I've been saying two things can be right. You can blame the offensive coordinator, you can blame the head coach, right? But you have to also understand that they've been at this for 17 weeks, right? It's been 17 weeks. You could blame the offensive coordinator and the coach, but individually as players, and not necessarily your skill players, I'm talking about offensive line. Those are the two things, to me, that are the biggest questions in the air. What type of play calling will we get from Patullo and Sirianni? What type of blocking will we get from the interior line? Everybody is saying that, hey, Lane is coming back. I'm like, bro, that doesn't mean you individually get a pass, because all of those guys, whether Lane has been there or not, they have been garbage this year. There's been 15 out of the 17 games they played this year, they've looked good in 2 of them. Everything else has been the quarterback putting anything on his back and the defense doing their job. But that offensive line and the offensive coordinator it's putrid. But even with that being said, I'm gonna take the Eagles because of the fact that I trust Vic Fangio, I trust Jalen Hurts, I trust Saquon to do what he needs to do. I trust Smitty. I trust I trust AJ, and I trust the punter. Those I trust more people than I don't trust people. That's basically what I'm saying. So, what's your thoughts, man?
First off, like I know I troll a lot. I troll the Niners a lot because my boy KP, shout out to KP, shout out to Gerard. You know, they big shout out to Sean. I got a few friends of mine that are 49ers fans. So I probably talk to them more than I talk to Dallas fans or Giants fans because I think like that rivalry, I can actually respect the 49ers more so because they played in the Super Bowl. They've been to an NFC championship. Like, so, and then I think like if you look at the injuries and the job Shanahan has done this year, you have to like take your hats off to them because they down Bosa, they down Warner. They just lost their other linebacker. Like, and they still found a way to not only compete. They didn't have Purdy for a little while, who I talk crazy about Purdy, but like non-Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy talk when we're not talking about that. Purdy's actually solid, right?
Yeah.
They lost IU. Trent Williams is now. Hopefully, and they still found a way. They still found a way to get 12 wins. They're a well-coached football team. They're solid. And they're going to come in and they're not going to lay down.
Nah.
So they're not going to lay down. So I need the offensive line. We're going in that. Jalen Hurts benefits from having an offensive line, an elite offensive line. His offensive line was not elite this year. So I don't want to hear any more talks about
how my guy made Cam Jurgens made the Pro Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, one of them did. Neither Dickerson nor Jurgens should have been.
Yeah, I was like, love him, but nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
The only person that got a break on our team about not getting nothing is Jordan Davis.
Right. Yeah.
Jordan Davis has been outstanding.
Yeah, I
think the Eagles should win.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles should win. They just got to play physical, play their game, get their act together. Cam has been horrible. Landon has been horrible. That whole interior has been extremely horrible this year.
Yeah.
And I think maybe a lot of it, I think Tyler Steen has actually been the best of the interior linemen this year, and Tyler Steen isn't good. Yeah. He's been serviceable. Landon and Cam have both taken steps back. Mailata has looked bad this year as well.
Yes. Yeah.
But let's see if they can all get together. We got to win 4 games. We need 4 games to keep our quarterback up. And I like it. Like, I was just reading something. I think the Eagles are 9-0 when Jalen throws for less than 200 yards or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And that means we're running the ball. We're actually moving the ball. We're not going 3 and out. We're keeping the chains moving, and we're eating the clock up. And that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do.
And play to the defense.
Stay in front of the chains. It's simple football.
And this is when you play to your strengths, right?
Yeah.
On offense, you know what your strengths are. You know your receivers and your running back. Hopefully, you can get some semblance of normal blocking. Get the 21. This is the goal for the Eagles, in my opinion. Get the 21 or get the 20. Get the 24.
I said 24. I said 24 personally. I said 24.
Get the 24. Let the defense hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And take McCaffrey away. Take McCaffrey away early.
Right. Let the defense hunt. Do what you need to do. I think they win. I think they win the game 24-17 to 24-20.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a blowout. You know,
I'm thinking it's going to be one of them games where the game is going to be a little wider than what the score shows because it's going to be one of them really physical games until about the third quarter.
Right.
We're really feel, because it's no quitting the Niners. Like, I would have rather played the Rams or the Packers in the first round, honestly, because even if you beat the Niners, you know you getting beat up.
Right. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like
I
the
can
Rams
understand.
are more finesse, the Packers are more of a finesse team. And like you can wear you can wear the Rams down. We've seen it. You
Yeah.
can wear the Packers down. We've seen it. But the 49ers, like, it's no quitting them boys. You're gonna have to punch on them until the clock is 0-0-0. And
Yeah.
them type of games, like, you win, but you get beat up. Like, especially when you got Lane coming back. You got players trying to get healthy. You rested Cam and Landon last week, so them boys is halfway healthy. But I think you look at it like the Niners are going to bring it, like, and they're going to bring it and they're going to bring it every play, and they're not going to stop playing until the last whistle. So I think you win, you beat the Niners, but you beat yourself up in the process of beating the Niners, and that's that's the reason. That's the real reason why I would have rather had the two and played either Green Bay or LA. But it's all good. I think we in for a heavyweight fight, and then for the first three quarters, it's going to be a really good game. First 2.5 quarters. But I think, if you take McCaffrey away and you put Purdy in them situations where he has to drop back 30 plus times and he starts seeing ghosts, he's another Stafford, Allen, and Purdy will all start seeing ghosts. But what's crazy is Purdy, actually, I think, is out of the three, Purdy will still step up and stand in the pocket a little more than the other two. But,
The others fall. Yeah. The other two just fall.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got the next one, man. The Patriots and the Chargers. I'm taking the Patriots. You taking the Chargers? I'm taking the Patriots.
Taking the Chargers.
I don't believe I saw I love, even though it was a loss for the Eagles, the toughness I saw out of Justin, that was tough. You know what I'm saying? He was basically playing with one arm, which should also be embarrassing to the Eagles because you lost to a guy with one arm. But he's one of those, like, I need to see you do it.
I think that I feel the same way. I think this is
do it.
This is
you ain't been there for once, and you ain't been there for once, and you gave him a 28-0 lead. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I see everything that the Patriots have, and I see what the Chargers don't have enough of, which is guys on. They have a good defense too, but they have more guys on offense. And I don't think they're going to put Drake in spots where it's not advantageous for him. You know what I'm saying? And I believe also in their running game. And then, Diggs, obviously, Diggs is going through some bullshit, but that's on him. Either way, they still have enough there. And they play good defense, man. I think it's gonna be close. It's probably gonna be a 27-24 game, but I'm taking the Patriots in this one.
I like Herbert got to deliver for me. I think offensively, I think you got Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, and Ladd. The Chargers have a running game with Hampton, and for them to play without no tackles. And I think if they can keep the pass rush, they can keep Herbert up healthy against the New England's pass rush. They're going to give themselves a chance because Herbert's going to make the play or two. We get to see Herbert in crunch time, see if he delivers, see what he's really made of, and let's see how he looks. So I'm taking the Chargers. I actually think the Chargers, if things line up for them, can go to the
championship game. That's interesting.
But it all falls. It all falls on Herbert. We know defensively they fly to the ball. They're good. We
Yeah.
see that it's just all on Herbert. Like I said, the AFC is really wide open because you look at everything, you look at how things line up, and you say, if all things were equal and you needed a quarterback, if you had one quarterback you had to pick in the AFC to get you need 5 points. Game on the line. Like the only quarterback, like we were saying in the chat, the only quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl in the AFC is Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
And he's 50 years old. So you have Justin, Josh, Trevor, Bo Nix, CJ Stroud. Who did I miss?
Bo Nix, Stroud, Rodgers. Who else is out there? Lawrence. You said
Lawrence.
Yeah. I mean,
Josh Allen. Who we
I don't
forget?
trust. If I gotta trust any of them right now, I haven't even seen them do it. I'll give Drake May an opportunity before I give.
Drake May.
Yeah, because I just I just can't. I've seen too much from all of them through this year, and yes, you can only play with who's on your schedule. But if you are just doing, to me, when you're in the playoffs, it's not about this. We obviously we've seen it. The last couple of years, the teams that do the smallest things, basic things, the easiest things, the teams that do that, and they don't turn over the ball, those are the teams that advance. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see if with Justin, will he hold on to the ball? Will he not put his team in harm's way?
Yeah.
By turnovers. That's the thing with me with that one. But then you got this next game, the Monday night game, man. Houston at Pittsburgh.
This might be this time the last game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be his. I thought his last game was going to be last week, but it wasn't. But I think this year, this time coming around, that Texans defense is going to put a whooping.
Yeah.
On Aaron, man, and I
look front. Yeah, they fly.
Right, and the difference is the difference in between last week's game with the Steelers and Ravens game, and the difference in this game is they all every corner that plays with the Texans is solid. They don't give up anything. The linebackers fly, the safeties fly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, and you don't have a DK. That whole, and I love KG, I love Gainwell, but that's not going to fly with these guys, man. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can't get that, what is your next move? What is your go-to after that? Thielen is not beating Stingley in them. That's not happening.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be tough, dude. I'm going to say I'm going to pick 24-10. 24-10 the Texans. That's what I got.
Yeah, I like the Texans. I like the Texans a lot. DK playing, even with him, even with DK, if Kenny Gainwell can't be your second best player on offense.
Yeah,
he can't. And no knock on Gainwell because Gainwell's a dog. But if you look at skill positions, if you really saying if you're going into a game and your offensive plan is, and it sounds so disrespectful, but I
Yeah,
don't mean in like a disrespectful way. But if you're going into a game, an NFL game, and your plan is we have to get Kenny Gainwell going,
that is a
if
problem.
that's like top 3 or 4 on your list, your team probably really isn't that good, especially offensively.
Right.
And again, this is not a knock on Gainwell because I think Gainwell is a really good football player. But I don't think Gainwell getting 20 touches should be
Your priority.
imperative to your success.
Right. Yeah.
Like Gainwell shouldn't be a feature player. He's not. He's really good at a role. Gainwell, just the fact that you're relying that heavily on Gainwell speaks volumes about how poor your offense is. But I mean, I watch poor offense. Maybe it's just a state of Pennsylvania thing because even if you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Hurts, your offense seems to be pretty poor too. So I don't know. I just don't think Pittsburgh's going to generate enough. Like you have DK on the outside, but he's not scary. You have Stingley, one of the best corners in the league, and on the leading the defense with Will Anderson Jr. that flies around. And who's on the other side? Danielle Hunter, is that his name?
Yep.
Boy, I hate to be a quarterback playing Texas. Broderick Jones got his hands full on Monday night. So I really think the Texans should win this game. CJ Stroud don't have to play perfect. Hell, he probably don't even got to play mistake-free, honestly, because I don't think Pittsburgh is going to generate more than 2 or 3 field goals. What you say, 10 points? You was being generous and giving them 10.
Generous, yeah.
But I think it's going to be a 24-6, 24-10 type of ball game with the Texans running away. Especially just because I think Pittsburgh's offense won't be able to do much, and their defense is going to be on the field too long. So I like the Texans. I like the Texans running away with this one.
All right. So the next topic: hirings and firings. I get this. I want to start. Forget. I mean, we'll get to it, but I want to start in Cincinnati.
I was going to address that. I
don't understand how a coach can be 10 games. Matter of fact, let me because I want to make sure I got this right. I want to see.
I'll be right back.
All right, I got you. Yeah, I want to see Zach Taylor. What is Zach Taylor's record? I want to look at that shit real quick while I'm with y'all. My man's record coaching. No, hold on. Let me see this shit coaching record. I should have had it up. That's on me. But I want to make sure I got it real quick. All right, yeah. So Zach Taylor, right? He is 52, 63-1 in the regular season. They had the one run with Joe to the Super Bowl in 2021. But I don't understand what needs to be done. This man is 10 games or 11 games under 500. How is it that you can maintain a job when you've not been in this? You've been in the playoffs twice in what, 7 years? 7 years he's been to the playoff, or 7 years he's been in the league. He's been to the playoffs twice, and you have and you have a record of 52, 63-1. That is wild to me that you still have a job. And not only did they say you have a job, none of your coordinators are leaving. I don't understand. And then the GM doesn't leave. you've given like I don't get it. I is there I don't even there's no nepotism thing there.
Hey, remember Marvin Lewis had a job forever.
Right. But at least he had went to the playoffs sometimes. He went to the playoffs more than this guy did.
Yeah, they give him the Joe Burrow pass. You know, he get the Joe Burrow pass. I said, when me, you, and Artie was on, I said, unless the coach from the AFC North wins the Super Bowl, they all should be fired. And I said I would start with Taylor, but for whatever reason, Taylor's going to be the only one to keep his job unless Tomlin wins the Super Bowl.
Is it dude or you can't even say well, I like the direction they're going in. They've been in this they've been walking in the direction. They've been walking in the direction of mediocrity for the last 4 years.
Bro, they've been in the same spot the last 4 years.
Yeah.
If you would have looked at the Bengals 4 years ago, you would have said, yo, the Bengals are probably going to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
Right.
And then the next 5 years, the next 4 years, the Bengals have literally been in neutral. Actually, they haven't even been in neutral. They went in reverse.
Shit, they went in reverse, or somebody just took the battery out of the fucking car.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't done shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, dog, like
if you look at mediocrity,
they are the definition of mediocrity. They are. And so that's that. And then obviously we saw what went on within Baltimore. I think that kind of was like the thing with Andy.
Yeah.
It was time.
It was time. Just like in Pittsburgh. I feel like it's time. Like it's time. Yeah. Like Pittsburgh and Baltimore I start with Baltimore. That don't really I wasn't surprised by it. I think like that man been there 18 years. He done won a Super Bowl.
That's a long time to be in the spot too.
Yeah. 18 years. 18 years is a long time. Yeah. And I think like them losing their defensive coordinator. I feel like a lot of him with him. I feel like his coordinator, like anytime he always got the wrong guy for whatever reason when they were trying to replace somebody.
Yeah.
Especially like with Monica, especially with that offense. Like that offensive coordinator in Baltimore has always been a problem. I get you lose. What was the young guy that came? I think he came from Michigan. Not McDaniel. What's the kid's name? He's in Seattle now.
It's McDaniel. Mike McDonald.
McDonald. Like you lose him, and I understand because he's a stud. Because you see what he's doing out in Seattle. So you lose that, but then you replace him after you pay Roquan Smith and you got Roquan Smith, and you spending all this money on linebackers, and you got Humphreys out there getting toasted. Then you got the safety. You got too much money. You spending way too much money on defense for them to be as porous as they are. And then like I like Zach Orr. He was a good player when he played, but bro, like them boys outside of Kyle Hamilton is like really the de facto defensive coordinator when he's out there, bro. Like they are without. We saw what happened without him when he got hurt last week, right? They would have won that game if he wouldn't have got hurt, but he got hurt, and after that point, Aaron Rodgers, obviously, we know Aaron is smart. He went to where the void was and just started tearing up that seam where Hamilton wasn't there, But that was a bad hire. It was a bad hire for him last year, and they brought him back. Right. And I think that might have been what got Harbaugh, outside of the years he's been there. I think that's what got him the most is that we saw what the defense was last year. It was the same way. It was the same exact way, man. And then you brought him back this year. And that's what got him canned. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you become loyal to guys. And sometimes, like,
You can be loyal to a fault, bro.
Bro, we seen it when what was
Doug.
my man? Andy hired the offensive lineman to be offensive line coach to be the
Yeah,
defensive.
what's his name?
Juan
Juan.
Castillo, Juan,
Right. Yeah, you
yeah,
too loyal. We saw it with Doug and Press Taylor. Two
yeah,
separate stops.
stops, two different
Right.
stops.
You can still
We seen it with Sirianni and Patullo.
right. We're seeing it now, yeah, and that's another thing I want to get into. But you see that with guys, and you're sitting there looking like, bro, like we can still be boys. You know what I'm saying? We can never let our work get in the middle of us being boys. However, if my boy and we tight, even still, like you got to do what you got to do because there's a bottom line. Like if my guy ain't doing what he need to do on defense and the defense sucks, and I keep saying, well, we got the pieces. What's next? I gotta let you go. It's for the betterment of because it's not about your personal relationship with this guy. It's about the bigger picture. You got other guys in here that their lives, you have their lives and their livelihoods in your hands on every snap of the year. You know what I'm saying? These other guys got to get paid. So you sometimes just gotta let go of the guy, man. So the next one I saw was, Mike McDaniel in what's it called? Miami. That was
That's
warranted.
Yeah, that was warranted. That was
warranted.
That's where Kingsbury gonna end up.
But I think Tua should have went with him.
Yeah, Tua definitely should have went.
Just cut him and take the loss, man. Yeah. Like,
see, but I think this. I think this though. I think this. Here's why you don't move on from Tua just yet, right?
Horrible, bro. Go ahead.
You have a guy like Kingsbury who might think he can fix Tua.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Kyler, though. It's just
but Kyler's different. Like Tua, I think, has shown more flashes of greatness than Kyler Murray. Tua has shown the ability, but Tua's issue was, I think, right when Tua was getting going, he seems to end up getting popped in the head. Every time he gets a little momentum going, and he looks like, damn, this dude might actually be able to quarterback in the NFL, he ends up getting a concussion. And I think, like, you get a quarterback where he's locked in. And if you feel like you can rejuvenate him or you can rebirth him like a Sam Darnold situation, it might be interesting to go to a team that already has a quarterback, that already has a Waddle, that already has an Etienne and Etienne, or however you say his name, and you might get a Tyreek Hill coming back, right? So for Kingsbury, it might be like, I already got this offense in place.
Mm-hmm.
And all I need to do is get them up to speed and on the same page. So I think when you look at it that way, McDaniels is gone. But I think the way the Dolphins are constructed, you have to get an offensive guy in, and you have to get a young, innovative offensive guy in. And I think this is the perfect job for Kingsbury. Could be wrong.
And then,
but I think Kingsbury, it wouldn't surprise me if Kingsbury ends up in Miami.
And then you got Pete, Grandpa Pete. Yeah. And I don't know why they even went that route. Like, what structure did you think you were going to implement in 1 year? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you think that was a good idea? And then again,
it was only going to end. It was only going to end bad. Like, there was no chance for that.
You had nothing there. Nothing. Yeah. Outside of Crosby, the tight end, and the running back.
Yeah, nothing there.
There's nothing there. And like, they're going to have to strip everything down there too. So I mean, like, that's another one. And then obviously,
I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. If Indiana wins this national championship next Monday, that's who's going to be the coach of the Raiders.
Signotti.
He gonna go to the Raiders, and he gonna take his quarterback in the first round,
and he gonna go with
him. He gonna Brock Bowers, Jeffries. I mean Genty. They're gonna have Brock Bowers, Genty. They're gonna take the young ball, and he gonna go out and because if you win a natty in Indiana, I don't care if it's NIL money. I don't care what. If you win a natty in Indiana, you have nothing less to prove in college football.
True.
I don't care. Listen, you win a natty in Indiana, that means you just went 16-0 and won a natty in Indiana in football. Man, you don't got to take no other job. You don't got to go to Notre Dame. You don't got to go to Penn State. You don't got to go to Bama. You don't got to go to LSU. You don't got to go to USC. You have Florida, Georgia. You have nothing else to prove.
Especially because you beat all of those teams on the way to it.
On the way, Ohio State. If you go 16-0 and win a natty at Indiana, you never have to. You don't have to coach another goddamn game in college, and you on my top 10 college coach all the time. I'm going to the NFL now. I ain't got nothing to lose. I just literally went from a wide receiver coach at Alabama to a FCS school coach to James Madison. I took James Madison from FCS to D1 in the process. Won the conference my first year in the conference, but couldn't go to a bowl because I wasn't eligible. You went from JMU and took Indiana. You've been at Indiana for 2 years, and your record at Indiana is 27-2, and you 60 minutes away from a national championship. You have nothing left to prove. If that's a crazy 15-year run.
Yeah, and then our guy out in he ain't my guy because I saw what he did before the Super Bowl, but Jonathan Gannon, he got fired out there in Arizona, and it was warranted.
Fired the day they could fire him after watching him on Hard Knocks. I said that boy ain't gonna last, but
it was Arizona, man. Like I think I said this maybe like a week or two before. Arizona, man, I be forgetting they're in the NFL sometimes. Literally, because there is no pressure. They could be 3-14 for the next 15 years, and you don't hear nothing about them on TV. Nope. You know what I'm saying? I think they are like literally the only team besides Cincinnati in the NFL where you can literally be mediocre for 4 generations.
They are,
and never be held accountable for anything.
They're the Portland Trailblazers of the NFL.
But at least Portland won a super, won a well, that was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, you ever back in the day be like, oh man, the Sixers or the Sacramento Kings was good back in the day, but like remember after
Webb left.
No. Like after the Jailblazers, Brandon Roy was there, and I believe Brandon Roy is like one of the most underrated players.
Yeah.
But like, you don't hear about Portland.
Yeah,
Like even when Dame was there, like Dame Lillard wasted his career in Portland.
And you didn't hear anything else about him. You can literally just like even like my man Marvin Harrison Jr., like even the situations going on out there, you don't hear shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally just be garbage in the void, and nobody's coming to check for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that trips me out, man.
You like name the teams in the NFC East. You like Giants, Eagles, Washington, Dallas. Name the teams in the AFC North. You be like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Name the teams in the NFC West. You be like Seattle, the 49ers, the Rams.
And then you stop. yeah, for real. Because even when they be like Arizona, I'm like, who? You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
bad, bro. It's bad.
You're right.
But the last topic I wanted to talk about, or we're gonna talk about, um, do I think the Eagles will go? I believe they're going. I still believe that they have a chance to or opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna give up on that chance. But I think, and I hate this. I wanted to approach it after the season. We'll do a show on it. Um, I this is how I will form this. I don't think that Nick Sirianni should be able to pick his coordinators going forward. I don't. I don't
I
think.
think this.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. I think I agree to an extent.
Keep him as a coach. I'm not going to disrespect his coach. Keep him in that role, but I don't.
I think he should.
Yeah.
I think it should be a collaborative selection. I think if right now if Nick has 75, you got Howie, Nick, and they come together. I think Nick's opinion should be part of it, but it shouldn't be as big of a part as it has been because it seems like every other year we're like in this weird phase where it's like, and part of it is when you have success, these things happen. Like your coaches go when you have success. But I also feel like sometimes everything doesn't have to be an in-house hire.
And a guy
Yeah, everything. And when you seen that when you bought in Kellen Moore had the offense. That offense was humming, and a lot of it. I'm not saying the Eagles' problems on offense are strictly due to play calling,
right,
but I'm saying a lot of it can be attributed to poor coaching and poor play calling and bad situational football.
Yeah, and because a lot of those, I just don't think that even the only thing that keeps Patullo, in my opinion, is them winning the Super Bowl. Or getting to the conference championship game. And you can't hang everything on him. You can't hang everything on Patullo because the line has been, like I said, atrocious, and that's man to man. But let's say the line was there. Some of those plays are just like
horrible.
Like everything shouldn't. When you get in a bind, everything shouldn't be a go to the AJ. It shouldn't be that way. And it's like the one thing I will credit him for is Goddard being one. The other part of it is Goddard being healthy this year.
Yeah,
that's one thing that helps. But the other thing is Goddard getting. I think this is his best season as an Eagle. But even with that said, man, like he's a rookie. He's a rookie OC, but that doesn't fit here.
Yeah. You have a need to learn on the job,
right? And it sucks because it's almost like you're in a bind because we know he's not good, but another part about it is if you go get another guy that's better, which you will get a guy that's better, the odds are that guy is going to be going in a year.
That's what I'm saying. It's difficult because success is everybody's going to. Like I was saying, even if you go get Brian Dable, right? Brian Dable doesn't take a head coaching job this year.
Right.
He comes and he replaces, let's say Patullo gets the Giants job. Patullo ends up getting one of these jobs or whatever. Right. Eagles go to the Super Bowl. Patullo gets a job. You get Dable. who's worked with Hurts, and I think that would be a really good guy to come in and be an offensive coordinator. Or if you get Stefanski, he's local tie, local guy, offensive mind, right? They come in and the Eagles have success, and let's say they repeat, the Eagles win the division, and they go to the Super Bowl again, and they have the offense somehow ends up a top 5, 10 offense in the league, top 5 offense in the league.
Somebody's going to grab
that guy's going to be going. That guy's going to be going in a year. Like, so I think it's a difficult task finding a coordinator and finding stability in a coordinator, because
especially
as you've seen, when you're successful, you get your number. Like, we lucked out with Vic because Vic's an older guy and he doesn't want to be a head coach anymore. He's done the head coaching thing, and he understands that.
Right.
I don't need to be a head coach. I can be successful as a offensive coordinator. So that's what you have with Vic. But finding that in the offensive coordinator is really difficult.
It's difficult,
and it's going to that's one of the harder parts for Sirianni and Howard.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, man. Like, a lot of what we get into, or what I get into on Twitter, is that same thing. Because it's like, no side is wrong, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of what goes on Twitter is everyone has to be right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to have their thing, and that person that has a different opinion has to be wrong. Like, especially if you're in the same fan base, see each other's points. Because like you said, if you go get a great one or go get a good OC, he's gonna be going in next year. Then you're gonna be mad again, and then you're gonna be back to complaining about the head coach and all that stuff. It's too many things. It's complicated, because it's a byproduct of being successful. If you wasn't successful, then you would never have to worry about your OC getting picked from you, or your defensive coordinator, or whatever the case may be. Because don't nobody want a head coach or OC from a losing team. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Mike McDaniel might be the only, exception to the story, but even still, like, you knew what he did before he got to where he was at. So that was kind of why he probably would be exempt from that. But yeah, man, it's a tricky situation. We'll see how this all bears out in the next month or so, man. Hopefully it's really at the end of the middle of February when we have to see it. So if you get what I'm saying, I don't want to see anything like that happen till there's a parade again. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah, man. So that is the playoff preview. We've got a lot of things coming out the next couple of weeks for you guys, man. A lot of my guys been, working and doing what they need to do, and that's respectful. I respect that. And along with the holidays coming up, holidays passing, so a lot of us was just relaxing, getting the deserved time we need to chill and be with our loved ones and lay up and just relax. But we're gonna get back to it. It ain't just gonna be basketball. We got a lot of football, or it's not gonna be just football. It's gonna be basketball, some baseball. A lot of things coming up. But we're going to be back probably next week. We'll let y'all know when. Probably a Tuesday or a Wednesday, if possible. But it was good talking to you, man. Tell the people where they can find you, bro.
Good talking to you as well. Probably Swerve Griffin account is I'm fighting for that. The Black Jason Kelsey on Instagram, but I'm still around, and we'll be back next week for sure. Hope y'all enjoyed the program. Hope the Eagles pulled it out. Shout to Black, shout to A, shout to Artie, Walt, Nelson, Dorsey. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully we here this week with we talking about the Eagles' next matchup. That's all. That's how I'm gonna end it. Go Birds.
Yes, sir.
And I'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. And y'all know me. Y'all been, before, Twitter did whatever with my other shit. But we all together on this account, but I do most of it. So y'all see me around chatting with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back sometime next week. Like you said, go Birds, man, and let's get ready for some playoff football. We out.